Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Write to Recite. This is Bilal, your brother from another mother, beginning with Bismillah. We in this video are, by we I mean you and I, we're going to be going over the writing of the first verse of Surah An-Nas, Qul A'udhu Birabbin-Nas. Now, obviously, before you begin anything, especially with the relation to the Quran, you want to begin with Bismillah. So if you haven't already, say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We begin with and in the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. In this video, we're going to be writing the first verse of Surah An-Nas, if I haven't stated that already. But what I want you to do, if you haven't done it already, is grab yourself a pen. No, not a pen, pencil. Okay, grab yourself a pencil. This is an Apple pencil, not sponsored. I'm using a digital device to write here because that way you'll be able to see and follow along. Consider me your bald-headed Bob Ross, but my name is Bilal, not Bob. We're going to be writing whatever is here on the screen, which is the first verse. Qul A'udhu Birabbin-Nas. So what you see is what you get. We're going to write that first verse. Let's get to it. Grab your pencil, grab your pen. Let's get started. So first, if you haven't said again, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We are going to start with Qa, Qul, and then and if I haven't already mentioned it, the process is that we're going to write the skeleton, right? No dots, no sound signs, no rest signs, no strong signs, no stretches, nothing, right? We're going to write the skeleton first, and then we're going to take different passes and get through it. So first, we're going to start with, actually, let me go ahead and erase that. This way we can get started again. Boom. And here we go. And then now let's start again with Qul. So we got Qaf, and then Lam. Then we do Alif, A'udhu. So we got Alif Hamza actually. And then Ain, A'udhu. And then we got the Zal. Let's go ahead and slide that over. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Qul A'udhu. And then Da, Ra. And then Ba, Bi Rabbi. And then An, Alif, Nas, with an Alif here. Let me make that a little bit thicker. An-Nas. Boom. Qul A'udhu Birabbin-Nas. That's what this verse looks like right here. Boom. Now we're going to go ahead and add our dots. So it just became an eraser for some reason. I'm still getting used to the whole digital setup here. So let me just go ahead and make this a little bit thicker. Oh, there we go. Now, this is why it's important to have a pencil so you can erase, but I'm not gonna bother erasing. Let's get to the dots. So we got Qaf, we got the Qa, got the two dots on top. Now, we've got the Qaf. Where else we got a dot? We got a dot right there on the Zal. So we'll just slide this over. We got the dot right there. Then we got the Bi Rabbi. So Ba and Ba. So we got B and then B, Bi Rabbi, and then we got the dot on the noon over here. We put that noon, Bi Rabbin-Nas. Let's go back. Now we do the sound signs, the A, I, U. Plan each move. Here we go. So the Qaf has an U. Then we have A'udhu. That has a A. This has an U. And then this has a Zu, A'udhu. Then we have Bi, Ra, Bi, Bi Rabbi. And then we have An-Nas. Now, little advanced thing here. Although there's a lam here, you're not going to recite it Al-Nas. You just basically skip that letter right there, and we just connect the two together, and then that becomes An-Nas. So that has a sound. And then this has an E sound. Now, let's find our rest signs. So the rest sign, we've got the first one here, right on top of the lam, right there. It says Qul. So that becomes like that. Qul A'udhu Birabbi-Nas. So that's really the only other rest sign. Now let's look for our strong signs. What are the strong signs? Strong sign essentially looks like this. Right, so strong sign, the first strong sign is on the ba right there. So we go right over to the ba. Qul A'udhu Am I missing one? Nope, that's it. Qul A'udhu Birabbi. So Birabbi and then An-Nasi. One thing I want you to know, and this is something that could be confusing to some people. So sometimes, what you will see is, because we have right here, so right over there, we've got a strong sign, and then underneath it, we've got an E. When you're looking at written text on the screen, sometimes you'll have the E on top, but it'll be under the strong sign. So it might even look like, if I were to draw a line here, but it might actually look like, where did it go? It might actually look like this. So sometimes, again, it'll be on the typed version. If you copy and paste or something into a document, and you want to share a verse or something like that, it's going to end up looking like that. So that's just an FYI. So don't think that they made a mistake. As long as the sound sign is underneath the strong sign, then you know that it's correct. But if it's above it, it would be Rabbah. But if it's below it, it would be Rabbi. But the way you normally write it, the traditional way, is what you see on the screen right here, which is underneath the letter itself. So we got all the strong signs done. Now we look for our stretches. Are there any stretches? Qul A'udhu Birabbin-Nas. No stretches here. What's next? We look for any other additional symbols. So we've got Qul A'udhu Birabbi. Oh, look at that. We've got a tadpole right here. So this tadpole basically tells you that right now, that this letter here, essentially, for the most part, just so you know, is not really being pronounced. Neither is this letter, and neither is this letter. So what we end up reading is Birabbin-Nas. So that's why that little tadpole is shown on top of the Alif, because we're coming at you from Alif, Texas, Southwest Alif, Texas, swap, baby. But anyway, that's just a little notice. I think we've gotten the entire verse here. Qul A'udhu Birabbin-Nas, written. I hope you guys followed along, enjoying your bald Bob Ross on the first verse of Surah An-Nas. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments below. I'll see you soon.